All right. Apparently, we're on. There's a 30-second delay, so I can't see anything. So, hello, D&D fans on Twitch. First of all, thanks everyone for joining. I told Pelham that I bet there would be like 12 people who watched, and he said there's more. So I lost the bet and owe him lunch. We got Pelham Green on the controls, and then I know we have some of our friends moderating in the Twitch chat. Yeah, let's just kind of see where this goes. I asked Greg and team if I could get on and steal some time. Frankly, just have a conversation, share some of my thoughts on D&D, specifically what we're doing on Twitch, and also just talk to some of the folks who are making our Twitch channels so awesome on the viewer side, and see what we can do to make it better. And we've got a lot of plans in place, but I want to make sure that like everything we do with D&D, we try to make sure that we're validating our choices before we go, head on into the adventure and just go for it. So I'll start with a bit of an introduction. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nathan Stewart. I've got an official title of Senior Director of Dungeons and Dragons in Avalon Hill, but really what that means is I have the privilege and honor of being the head of D&D here at Wizards of the Coast. And I say honor because I have the best job in the world. And that's not bragging. I'm not saying that to make anyone jealous, because sometimes people always say, oh my God, you have the best job, I'm so jealous. And I always humbled and say thank you. But I really am saying that so that you guys know that I do take this position as an honor. I really, really like really love the stewardship of the brand and being in charge of that and working with such a fantastic team. One of the most passionate creative teams I've ever worked with, and I've worked on a lot of games and a lot of beloved brands in the past. And when I say that, the whole team, top to bottom, they're a fantastic team and really fan first and really creative and really fun to work with. Also, it's great to work on such a beloved brand. When something has touched you so much in your life, and then you get to work on it, and you know it's touched other people like that, it's pretty amazing, and that's a humbling honor as well. And then also we've got an amazing community. That's where obviously you guys come in. This isn't our only, this is a portion of the community, but I'm always reminded of how great the community is by comments that come up or things that I see. And one of the things that I see fairly often is in live streams of different types for different brands or different games. I'll see sometimes the community can be a little, I don't know what the right word is, maybe abrasive or off-putting if you're a newcomer, and really not a welcoming and inviting community at first. I mean, I'm sure they are, and otherwise they wouldn't be a community. But I think that what I've seen in D&D time and time again is that our community is very cooperative, very collaborative, and very inviting. And that's what I want to see. That's what we shoot for here. The whole D&D team has that outlook. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro have company values that want to make sure that we're open and collaborative and inviting. So it makes me really proud when the community is living that, and I know that we're doing the right things to have such a great group of people love and play D&D. So besides me just talking a lot, which anyone who knows me will tell you that's what I like to do, what am I doing here today? I had a couple people say, what are we going to talk about on chat? What are we going to do in your fireside chat? And I apologize. No fire and no silk robe. Obviously fails on my part. I'm going to have to get Matt Mercer down here with me next time, and we'll be in like matching robes and big chairs with a brandy. I still don't think the fire marshal will let me put a green flame in here. So I apologize that it's not an actual fireside chat, but I use that word because I do want to talk and listen and just kind of have it be pretty low key. I'm not announcing anything crazy. I'm not, sharing details. If you're going to ask about what's in the new Xanathar's guide, I'm not talking about any of that. I get that question a lot, but I just want to kind of talk about how we've been doing, some of the plans and thoughts we have for the future, and what you guys want to see. So yeah, so I thought let's come and talk to the Twitch community. We've been ramping up, and I think if you remember last year, we started in earnest with the Waffle Crew and Chris Perkins and Anna and Holly and Jared and Nate, and I know they've had some guests in there too. They've done an amazing job, and I cannot believe that we've got 57 episodes worth of adventuring going on there. I also can't believe they have a baby owlbear because I'm jealous. But that's been amazing. So we started that last year, and that was kind of our tiptoeing into streaming. And then we announced our big story, our fall story. So for those of you who are new to D&D in the kind of current contemporary form, we go out with these big story arcs that we launch once a year. Usually the announcement comes in the summertime frame, and then in the August, September is when we release a bunch of the products that support that story. So this last summer, or just maybe like a month ago, we decided to announce our big story live on Twitch with 24 hours of streaming content with amazing partners and friends of the brand, and just in a really fun and entertaining way. I got to take part in it. The energy level was outstanding. Just everybody there was into D&D, and it was so fun. They were so collaborative. So that was great. So we obviously, are leaning into Twitch more. But right now we're preparing and planning to go even bigger. Someone just subscribed to the channel. So I will say that I didn't know if it was going live today or Monday, but we're turning on subscriptions. We have badges and emojis that come with the subscriptions. I'm also told it probably turns off the advertising on there. But one of the things I want to talk to today is, what should we be doing? I am not the power user on Twitch. I don't necessarily understand when you're a Twitch partner or what the subscription culture is in there. I had some questions about it when we were doing it. I was assured by our partners at Twitch, by our streaming partners that we've worked with, and the guys on the team who know that the subscription model and what we're providing is definitely cool, and it's what the players and fans want. But I want to talk about it. I want to find out what else we could be doing, what other content. You've seen us with some shows. We've tried some live streams that are shorter, some live streams that are longer. We've got pre-recorded. We've got Greg Tito doing the news. We've got Shelly and Greg doing Dragon Talk. So we've got all of this starts out there. But as we look to expand, I want to make sure that we're doing it in a way that really meets what you guys want. So with all of my my big talking, I want to basically ask questions and have answers to how we can continue making this channel and this experience better. What things we can do to help make it more fun for you guys, more entertaining, maybe more accessible because you're at work and our times are off. So I'm going to ask a bunch of questions, but they're all really related around that topic. So if you have ideas and you want to get out there, throw it in. Now, for those of you who just came because I said I was giving away swag, we will do that too. But I don't 100% know the best way to do it, and the heavy work is going to fall on Pelham. So bear with us when we're giving away the swag. We'll definitely give away swag in this chat for anyone who's viewing in here. Will have a chance to get some. It's not going to be for everyone, but I've got 30 or 40 pieces of swag that we can give away, and so we'll figure that out through the stream. But my main point is, if you came just for the swag, you got to stay for some of the talking and then get the swag. I've also got a 4-year-old daughter, so I've used this tactic with her as well. So with that being said, I'm going to ask my first question and then go a little bit more to the Q&A part of it. So my first question is, what about the shows that we currently are doing on Twitch do you like best? What's the good stuff that you're seeing in the programming that we're doing, or in the shows, or in the games that we're doing? What's the stuff you see and you've been loving and you want to see us do more of it? Now we go to the chat. Okay. Kellen Dale said, bribery will get you everywhere. Yes, I know that. I've learned that a long time ago, and I'm a total fan of it, so I definitely do that. The silent shot. Maybe once a month, a couple times a month, do a Noobs Day where you teach some of the basics, setting up a character sheet. That's an awesome idea. Wait a minute. Oh, there's free stuff. Go on. Okay, wait. My question. Love DCA and the interaction between their characters. That one came from, and I apologize if I get these wrong, Aaron Gal. Okay. Okay, Boost Geek says, Nathan, I prefer live and not pre-recorded. So that's an interesting one too. So let me talk to you about our theory on live versus pre-recorded. We love live too. We know that everyone on Twitch specifically prefers live content. Obviously, that's a big thing that Twitch was built on. The pre-recorded stuff we do is usually partial experiment to see what other kinds of content or what other kind of users might want to participate. And part of it is sometimes because we've got some really cool content that we can get, but only if we record it. So for those of you who don't know, we're going to have the Force Grey Lost City of Omu debuting on Monday at 5 p.m. It's pre-recorded. I was there for the taping. I watched the whole thing. We've been editing it. And that's another one. People say, well, pre-record it, but don't edit it. Well, the editing is really minimal, but sometimes the editing is just to help with sound things or just some overall quality stuff with camera shots and get the funny moments. So we do edit. We try to edit light. But the reason that we do that is because sometimes the longer games aren't great for people, and we're trying with a shorter thing. So 15 or 30-minute games like you see with Girls God's Glory or with the episodes on Force Grey. So we do that because the D&D audience is so big that we've gotten feedback both ways. Some people say, oh, I love 3 to 4 hours unedited. Some people say 30 minutes edited, live, doesn't matter. Like, that's perfect. I can watch, I can get my fix and get out. So we definitely understand that live is preferred on Twitch, and we'll try to always have more live content on here than pre-recorded. But we're going to continue to experiment and try some stuff to just see, what all the different things that the audience want are. And what else was I missing on the live? Oh, and then the other thing that we are experimenting with is doing pre-recorded, but having the people or actors that were in the pre-recorded one live to set it up and live in the Twitch so that you can interact with them while the show is going on, and they can maybe give commentary, which maybe adds another element. So that's definitely one of the things, the happy middle, in terms of if it can't be live, what if we can at least have the people live while it's playing so we can talk to them. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the questions. Killer B. Arthur, I mentioned I'd love to see more lore you should know. Yes, I don't know if you've mentioned it, but we've seen that, and I think we're definitely leaning into more of that. We've also got another probably one more regular programming piece we want to put in that's along that vein, and then some other kind of more event-based options that are there. Okay, sorry, I don't want to read the whole time on here, but it's getting a little bit. Pelham, what question have you seen that I should answer?
Let me see.
Silent Dante said, I love the diversity, the inclusion of the ideas and people, and I love that it's not censored. That's always a funny one. As you guys know, Wizards of the Coast is owned by Hasbro. And obviously we're a very family-friendly and inclusive company. We aim to be at a PG-13 type of vibe and feel for D&D because it's obviously, the majority of our audience is older. But at the same time, we also aim to be inclusive and non-offensive. So we try not to censor whenever possible, but we also try to keep the number of F-bombs down to a minimum to, not alienate any of the audience. On the diversity side, we'd love to frankly see more diversity, but the only thing that means more to us than diversity is being authentic and true. And so for us to be more diverse means that we have to make sure that we're creating content or games or stories that are attracting a more diverse audience. And, that's one of those things where if you build it, they will come. And so we definitely keep that in mind. We're story first, but we do have this goal that we want to make sure that we're appealing to as big an audience as possible, and being open and inclusive to new ideas. And I think that's how you attract diverse play types or diverse backgrounds to the game or to the hobby. And so love seeing it, love being representative of the brand, what the makeup is out there, and people to see people like them on the streams. But frankly, that's one of the areas where we need all of our fans' help. If you know someone who would like to play D&D, you got to help us get them in there. And if there's some cultural barrier that has prevented them from learning about D&D because we haven't done a good job breaking down some of those cultural walls with the content or the product, but you really think they'd like it, we'd love the help, because we do value a diverse group. Helen, what do you got?
People are asking about a D&D Adventurers League show.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I like the D&D Adventures League show. That leads me to another question. By show of hands, or whatever we do on the chat, how many people like everyone being in the same room versus how many people like if it's done with Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds? And I guess it's not an either or, but do you have a preference? Do you have strong feelings? Is one preferred over the other? And I'm asking this because on the Adventures League one, cool concept, might be harder to do if we weren't using some kind of stream in or Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds. Okay, so it looks like it's slightly more like a 60-40 same room to no preference. Nobody prefers the Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds, except for, it seems, Seraph M prefers Roll20. And I think the virtual tabletops are awesome. I think they, number one, do a great job at helping you get your gaming group back together. I started playing D&D originally down in Southern California with my cousin and his friends. And, obviously we would never be able to get together and game up here except for the odd holiday or something. But yeah, if you're going to have a regular game, I think the Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds is an awesome way. And we're looking obviously to bring on, more tools that will help people play whatever their situation is. Okay, so DM's League, kind of awesome. Hand up for in-room. Okay, I said I wouldn't be spoiling anything, but I did see a question from Night Razor. Question, are they going to convert all of the awesome 1E to 3E adventure modules to 5E? So, hopefully you guys have seen Tales from the Yawning Portal. We did that a bit as an experiment. We thought that people would love that. People have loved it by sales and obviously the response that we've seen. Our intention the whole time has been that on a semi-regular basis, we would take classic, awesome, amazing, like the best adventures, probably pulling different ones from different editions and times, and convert those to 5e. So the short answer is yes, we absolutely plan to do more of that, and the timing of it is a little bit TBD, but keep an eye out, and we'll definitely try and do a good job at meeting the consumer demand there. Okay. So keeping it a little bit to the streaming, I mentioned that I think we just went live with subscriptions today. So someone in this, I think, just subscribed today. So question about that. Generally, what are your guys' feelings on subscriptions on Twitch? What are other channels doing that you are subscribing to, or what are other people doing that you're seeing that you're interested in subscribing? Like, how do you feel, overall, how do you feel the best way that subscriptions and that type of Twitch environment works here. You know, we want to make sure that we give you guys something a really good value for the subscription, and we don't want the subscription to be a barrier to getting good content. So let's talk. Let's share some feelings on that. So let's talk subscriptions. First of all, you know, love them, hate them. What's the stuff you love or hate about them, or what's the stuff that you'd like to see us do if we're doing subscriptions? Okay, Silent Dante, I think because your name is in green, I just see yours pop up the most. But said subscriber-only modes, like game for subs chosen randomly, good emotes, and that's about it. I can tell you that emotes, we got on lockdown. Like, I think the first batch of emotes that went out was awesome, and I've seen like 10 more batches of emotes that are in the works in some level. So I think that we have a plan to have a semi-regular rollout or updating on emotes, and I told you we've got amazing creatives here. The team is so creative and so passionate that part I think we're really locked in on. So definitely good to hear that. Now the other one part of that was something about subscriber only games. I'm a little reluctant on subscriber-only games because that kind of puts a barrier in between D&D fans watching what we're doing. But I would be more interested in maybe some subscriber-only options to engage with specific games. So I'm going to float an idea by you guys, and you tell me what you think. So anybody who's seen the stuff that we've done with Extra Life, you probably kind of have some idea where I'm going with this. But what if we had a game, I don't know how often, just let's pretend in a few months we were going to do a game with Mike Merrills and Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins and Chris Lindsay and Emmy Tanji and Kate Irwin, and they were going to play. And it was just the D&D Wizard staff, and, maybe it was some homebrew module, maybe it was a preview of something to come, cool stuff, right? And they're fun role players and great DMs. So what if they were, what if they were playing, but through subscribers, there's if you're a subscriber, you have some way of shaping the game and their choices, whether it's with bits or cheers or even just a subscriber-only chat thing that is where they're getting their cues, but some kind of audience participation through based on the subscriber thing. So obviously, I told you at the beginning, I'm not like a Twitch guru. I don't know all the stuff that's going to work and everything. I really am asking the question, but like from the framework, how does that sound? I saw someone say an audience-driven player would be fun. I was thinking of, what was it, Twitch played Pokemon or whatnot a while ago. I think that there could be something cool there. I think we could find a neat game mechanic for that. Yeah, I've got another comment saying the audience participation is distracting. Definitely agree that as a regular thing that might be really distracting. We'd try to find some kind of clever way to do it. Those people who were in here, Twitch plays Paladin. Those people who are in here talking about this part of the thing, yes, I think Matsif says the C team handles that well, using bits to give advantages and such. I like that aspect. I think that's pretty cool. So I was definitely thinking something like that. Justin Tegan, I think the way things are working right now are great. I would hate to see people break the way they're role-playing just because of some sub-person. So again, keep in mind what I'm saying is that games like Dice Camera Action, games like High Rollers, Dragon Runs, the weekly shows that have their shows and their characters and their ongoing stuff, I'm not suggesting that we try and break all that stuff. Like, I would say that, the majority of the content that we'd try and put out would be awesome groups playing awesome D&D games live as often as possible with the fans. So this would be more like event driven, like we tell you a few months at a time, hey, we're going to have our quarterly goof off session, and it's going to be a little crazy. So when I talk about the crazy stuff, I don't mean as the norm. I mean as a semi-regular occurrence, but specifically what it is and just meant to be fun. Another question related to the content. We've got some holes in the schedule right now. we need to fill some more stuff in there. I've heard the idea for the Adventurers League. So I've got a two-part question, and we'll start with question one. What time slots are your best time slots for watching live stuff from the D&E channel? And I know that that's biased because I'm on at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 11:26 a.m. Pacific time, and so people here watching naturally are able to watch during Pacific time. Or Wizards of the Coast is in Seattle. Pacific time is when we most work. We can adjust some stuff, but we can't, be doing live stuff at 2 a.m. without a major change to how our staffing works. So my questions for the viewers is, in the day parts that we're doing now, or in the schedule that you see now, are there better or worse times? Should we be adjusting up or down, or earlier in the day? What kind of stuff do you see there? Okay, this part I'm probably not going to go into the questions. I think that Pelham's going to capture some stuff. Pelham, I also feel like we need to give something away now. I feel like it's been like 20, 30 minutes in. The audience has been awesome. So let's reach down here. Okay, let's start with some stickers. And I'm just going to say randomly stickers. Whoever gets stickers, you'll get like several of them. But the Beholder sticker, for those of you who have not seen the Entertainment Weekly announcement or whatever you want to call it on Ready Player One, the main character's in there. He's got his Oasis headset on, and there's a cooler down on the left, and there's this sticker on the cooler, which I thought was awesome. We've also got just your Dungeons and Dragons stickers here. Those are awesome. Sticker sheets. This was my brainchild because different sizes. You want a little ampersand to go on your cell phone. You want to mark your Dungeon Master. I personally put this one. You can't even see it on the camera because it's white. I put that on my monitor. Also, Tomb of Annihilation going on right now. We've got the Green Devil mask. So these are some stickers. So. With that being said, Pelham, how do we want to give this away? Let's say that there are 5 people who get sticker packs. How are we doing this, Pelham?
All right. First 5 people who can correctly answer with Joe Manganiello's Oathbreaker Paladin Dragonborn character's name. Okay,
so for those of you who didn't hear it, Pelham led the question. Oh, wow. Wait, where did my chat go? First 5 people to answer. What? Oh, wait, right, technical. Okay, sorry. One more time. 5 people might have already done it, but Joe Manganiello plays Oathbreaker Paladin in Force Grey. What's his character's name? Also, by the way, just got revealed for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Love the animation, and I think on Joe's Instagram, I think he even had him animated, blowing some fire using his breath weapon.
All right, we've got our winners.
Okay, so 5 sticker packs going out there. So I love swag. That's awesome. I have more swag. I'm not telling you what it is yet, but I have more swag. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Polytechnic. That was me and Pelham. We had some technical difficulties. People were answering before the question answered. I'm sorry. We'll do it better next time. Okay, yeah. So that one leads me to one of my other questions. I know that live is preferred, but on Force Grey, I can't get Joe and Deborah and Brian and Utkarsh and Dylan and Matt Mercer all in the same room that often. Usually we have to go to LA when we do it. And we usually have like a very finite time, so we could do a live thing there, but we don't know it ahead of time well enough to like plan and really get all the eyeballs on there, so we record and do it later. So my big question is, do you guys like seeing celebrity talent play, or should we lean into more live games with more just kind of on the ground gamers, or our Twitch personalities and friends who obviously, like, Mark Holmes is awesome, has a great cast and talented and followers and stuff. So I mean, so there's there's like the Hollywood celebrities that are playing, which is awesome, but then there's also like our gamer celebrities that have been doing it. What's your feeling on the Hollywood celebs? Wow, I talk with my hands a lot. TimDog88 says the Purdue stuff is actually my favorite. Tim, I have a feeling that one of the reasons you might like it is, like me, is that the kind of 30-minute pre or edited one is easy bite size that you can sneak in between all the other stuff we're doing. My biggest challenge to playing or watching D&D is having a 4-year-old daughter and being in meetings where they don't want me watching my phone the whole meeting. Okay, cool. Okay, good deal there. What other stuff? So let's go ahead and open up some more questions. How about this? We'll do. I'll take another good question, and then we'll give away another piece of swag. One question is, Celebra D&D going to be a real thing with the one big star and 3 to 4 others? Might be easier to schedule for, or is that strictly a Geek and Sundry thing? So obviously the Celebra D&D that they're doing, I think they're doing that on their Alpha channel. Maybe they do it on the rest too. Obviously that's the thing that they've started. I think we've kind of been doing some of that in the past before, but as we have more and more creators and creatives and celebrities who are coming in the office on a pretty regular basis to talk with us and share their love and share some ideas and some new stuff, I think we're definitely going to strive to always get them on Dragon Talk with Shelly and Greg. And then whenever possible, I think we would try and run kind of impromptu or short notice live games in the office with the staff and whoever celebrity. Joe Manganello, when he came to visit here, he did the Dragon Talk with Shelly and Greg Tito, but we didn't record the game. But on his one, it was Chris Perkins running him and his group. It was his brother and his trainer and his friend and me and one of the other D&D guys playing, and Chris Perkins was playtesting Tomb of Annihilation on us. So in that case, we obviously couldn't live stream it because it hadn't been announced and the content isn't out yet. But I think as we move forward, we'll try to do more kind of impromptu games when we have special guest visitors. Okay, so let's do another giveaway. All right. Pelham, do you have any more of these?
We got lots more.
Okay, so we are going to do... Better? Oh, okay. So we are going to do 5 cloth maps for the Tomb of Horrors. Do we have 5, Pelham? Okay, awesome. It's great. You can lay it out on the table and use it for your actual Tomb of Horrors if you have Tales from the Unknown Portal. Or you can frame it, or it can just be a cool piece of swag. So this one, the first 5 people to answer this question in the chat will get the cloth map. And the question is, what class does Ichabod Ferndweller play in Girls Guts Glory? All right.
We're good.
All right. right, I think we got some. Some ones that might have been guesses, no judgment. But if you haven't seen the Girl Scouts Glory stuff, I will tell you that Ichabod is a scene stealer. A, Sujata is funny as hell. And B, the beard and the mustache and the eyebrows just like have a complete mind of their own. I was watching, not this week, but last week, and the beard like slipped down and was hanging out over here doing whatever. So I just am watching the episodes just to see what happens with the beard and the eyebrows and the mustache, because they're sometimes it's like more bushy and it's like whoa, and I just love that she takes her hair and braids it into a beard. So, but she's also funny as hell. Related to that, we want to also do some fun stuff, not just on Twitch, but in all of our different, kind of events and social channels and everything. So, like Ichabod, Fern Dweller, and that epic beard and stash, we want to do some kind of cool Movember thing with her, strangely with her. But obviously in D&D, you can play a girl, play a guy, play a non-binary, play whatever you want, right? I mean, that's the point of role-playing. So I love that she's playing a male character. I also love that, her beard's better than mine. But we want to do some fun stuff like that. So I think the other thing we'd really appreciate, whether it be in the chat or whether you want to, Twitter, reach out to me, is what are some things that we could rally around that would feel really specific to D&D or really organic and culturally right for D&D. And I'll give you an example. We put out holiday cards every now and then. If you guys haven't seen them, Facebook and on the website, oftentimes there's some kind of little cards. And we pick obscure holidays, Father's Day and Mother's Day, just kind of because it's cute and stuff. But then we did Valentine's Day, and you're like, Valentine's Day? That's kind of a weird one for D&D. But it's because Emmy made these fantastic drawings that took our characters and monsters and classes and stuff and put them in really fun ways where the love side of it was surprising and fun and unique. I think that April Fool's is a big one that the internet likes to do. That's interesting. I think a lot of people do it. But like Halloween's kind of our day, right? So we try to do Halloween stuff. A couple of years ago, we did the 12 Days of Christmas theme, but did it with DM gifts or magic items, and that was pretty awesome. So when we're doing streams, like how much, how cool is that? Like what kinds of things would you like to see there? What specific events or movements do you think we could rally around that feel really true to the brand? This one might not be as much of a Twitch conversation, but hit me up on that one. Silent Dante, good comment again. You should do holidays of the realm or D&D for lore you should know, because I can't actually think of any. So that will add in there. When I need to know holidays in the Forgotten Realms especially, I always go to Matt Cernit. So we will have Matt on there to talk through some of the bigger holidays. Okay, Festivus. Funny story on Festivus. I want to be conscientious of time. Obviously, Festivus, fantastic Seinfeld skit and theme taking on a life of its own. Just got reached out to recently by one of our writer friends, saying that he has a writer friend, who wants to talk more D&D stuff, and next time I come down to LA and get together. And the guy it was actually I think the lead writer on the Festivus episode of Seinfeld. So I'm super excited on a personal level to talk to him, and love to know that he's a D&D fan. Okay, Buckle BD just gave some kind of message there about pausing and unpausing. Axis of Anarchy sent me a whisper? Did they send you a whisper?
Yeah, they sent you a whisper.
I don't know how to do whispers, Axis. Whisper to Palamon, let me know. Okay. Other stuff in here. Subscription stuff we talked about a little bit. Programming stuff. We're trying to get some more programming going in there. Weekends versus weekdays. That's another question. Weekends aren't the easiest for our crew to do without changing some stuff, but we've had a lot of partners like Maze Arcana and some of our other partners talk about weekend stuff. Obviously, someone mentioned Dragon Friends in there. The time things are off, so they might be able. A weekend might work better for them. What's your feeling on weekdays versus weekends? No spoilers for the charity stream this year, except for to say that I've seen Emmy and Bart working hard on some of the visuals and the creatives, and it's awesome. Weekdays, weekends is when I play. Weekdays, too busy on the weekends. Eric TD said 27/7. So awesome that you have 27-hour days. That's cool. Yeah, I agree. It'd be cool to be able to watch it all the time. Agree with Harshnag. Who's Harshnag? I mean, besides our giant.
Joe Hills played Harshnag on Dice Gamer Action.
Oh, right. Nice. Weekends for the big events. Okay. Good to know. Okay. I will take another question and or suggestion question about what we should be doing in Twitch to make it cooler, and then I will give away. I will give away a one-off thing, and I don't know how we're going to do this one. So we will see. I will think of something, but give me Axis of Anarchy. I don't know how to do the whispers. I'm on something I don't know. Okay, I'm going to take two questions because Matsif has a show idea, which kind of a question, which is the Unearthed Arcana articles with the designers going into some of the design ideas and themes they were trying to capture. I love that idea. I have said that exact same thing many times to Mr. Tito and Bart and Pelham, and I believe that one is absolutely in the works. So I love that you have validated it, if nothing else, just because I like it. But we were going to do it. So that's definitely in the mix. Okay, here's a good question. Have you thought about how-to shows? How to create characters, DM advice with specific AL adventures, how to fantasy grounds, etc. And the answer is kind of yes and no. So we have a kind of a bigger plan in the mix for some how-to stuff, but we had really thought of that being probably more YouTube content in general, or more shot videos that are more kind of like tutorials, like find them when you need them type stuff. We hadn't thought of that as much as Twitch live stream. So that would be interesting if you guys wanted to see more of that in the live stream space. I definitely think that it could be cool either way, and we could even basically reach out to the broader audience, or maybe we could have kind of like a beginning, immediate, or moderate, and an advanced level. Maybe we could have beginner stuff that was how to create a character, how to do things for new players. Maybe we could do intermediate stuff that's maybe more advanced, multi-classing, or how to use fantasy grounds, or how to bring cool aids into your Roll20 or curse stuff. And then maybe we could do some really advanced stuff in terms of very kind of DM or campaign creation specific for people who've been playing a lot more. That'd be pretty cool. Greg Tito says, "Get off my tablet." Greg, if you keep this up, I'm going to get on your email and start sending out emails. So you be nice to me. I think we established yesterday in the Greg Tito show that you were not nice to me. Okay. Yeah, don't laugh out loud at Greg. That only that only encourages him. Okay, this one is going to be odd. So, this is a one-off, and it is a very specific one-off. It is a large shirt. So if you do not want a large shirt, then it kind of takes you out of the running. And I feel bad for all of you who don't fit into it. It was the last one that I had, and it was just the size that I had. This was a very cool shirt where the art was done by an artist named Todd James, and we did a promotional thing with Mishka, and it's pretty awesome. I think you guys have seen Greg Tito wear it a lot on the streams. So then to make this really easy, since only one of you can win, and that means the rest of you will be unhappy, everyone right now who wears a size large men's t-shirt or has a friend wants the thing, put large in your comments, and Greg Tito will randomly point his finger down to one of you and pick. That's right. How do you like me now, Greg? By the way, I love you guys. You guys are so much fun. I love watching the comments, and I love seeing everyone jump in with the large. And I know a bunch of you guys are just like, I don't wear large. I might know someone, I might not, but I just want the swag. It's awesome. So that's cool. So does someone have a suggestion for how to have a fair kind of random winner if they're getting bogged down with the lag? So I've got 3 things that are kind of cool that we could give away, but I want to see if there's something that could kind of normalize the playing field. So if someone has an idea, type it into the comments. Pelham, where are the dice? Do you have dice?
I have dice.
Okay. I will grab that in a second. Someone's asking on there. Yeah, the only way is a chat bot. I don't know what a chat bot is, but if it's a robot, I love robots, so we should definitely get a robot. Nightbot? Okay, good. So definitely we're getting some recommendations on Nightbot. So that is awesome. Use dice, obviously dice. Okay, good. Robots. Kick-ass. I don't know that kick-ass is going to work. That's an interesting way. Random number, generate a website, pick a number, and then correspond to a user list. Do we have a user list?
Yep.
What does that mean? Everyone in here is on a user list? Mm-hmm. And so you've got a number?
Not numbers, but they're all listed alphabetically.
Okay. And how many people do we have on the user list right now?
We have 158.
158. So is there a way to roll dice on a 158? I could have 100 dice and then a 6-sided, not use the 6 and an 8.
We can do 2 D100s potentially.
2 D100s. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna do something here. Okay. There's something out there that can roll a D158. I love it. Use Roll20 to roll one D158. Okay, I like that too. Yep, Roll20 can do it. See, those guys are so smart and fun. They get it. Definitely cool. Okay, well, I want to be conscientious of time, so we'll definitely do another giveaway here. But let's take another question from the audience. Daybot is better. I definitely like these. These are fun. And then Militron81 said, make a physical D158, please. Okay, first of all, Militron, awesome idea. Second, Dungeons and Dragons, we kind of like dice. And the dream, I'm sure, for everyone is to have a D20 with all 20s on it, or a D20 with all 1s, and, you know, use it in some kind of form or fashion, either to trick your friends or for the live stream or fun or whatnot. So I've actually looked in to making a D20 with all 20s, and it is surprisingly expensive and hard to do. So if anyone has a good option for that one, let me know, because I would love to get some custom D20s made, and maybe I just give them to the to the D&D team for when they go out and play in cons and stuff, and they can sit down at the table and they can use it one time, like the ultimate advantage, right? You just get to roll your special D20 once. That'd be awesome. Okay. Here's a self-serving question. How do you feel about Dragon Plus? I feel bi-monthly is too long a wait. I have a love-hate relationship with Dragon Plus. I love the magazine content, and all the content and everything is cool. I hate that we can't do more of them. I hate that it's bi-monthly as well. The reason that we do Dragon Plus is obviously because we know that in the past, Dragon Magazine and Dungeon Magazine were hugely popular. It's challenging to do magazines. The distribution, the cost on paper, all that stuff. It's equally challenging, though, still to do a digital magazine if you're not selling ads and if you don't have an ad team out there driving it and everything. So Dragon Plus, is a marketing expense for us. We think it's worth it because it's a cool way to get content out there. It's cool for fans to have that that different access or different way to engage with D&D, and so we like it. Bart Carroll's leading the effort right now, and I think he's doing a great job. I don't know that we can do more of them, but we do have different plans to try and how to test and see different stuff on Dragon Plus Magazine. But part of the thing on Dragon Plus Magazine is it's a marketing vehicle in itself. We use that to market the stories or the new products and stuff. So it doesn't really make sense that you would go out and pay for advertising to get subscribers to your marketing, to then have them read marketing, to then buy your products. Why wouldn't you just advertise the product initially? So we create the Dragon Plus as content that we think that all the fans will like and enjoy, but it's marketing. We know it is. We know it is. And so it's intended to, get you more engaged with the current story and products. But because of that, we don't have as many subscribers, on the app stores as we'd like, or as I think, represents the D&D audience out there on Dragon Plus. So for us to do more of it, the first thing we'd have to see is what we can do to make it get a bigger reach. Like, is it a content thing? Is there something about how, discoverability or what it is? But if it's something that we can fix and we decide, oh, wow, this is going to just reach, millions of people, then we could maybe justify doing them more often for the price tag, because it was such a good way to get it out there. But as it stands right now, it's a little bit of, trying different stuff and seeing how it goes. Okay. Here's a question, DM Anvil. Question: how many days a week or month do you get to play the game versus work on it? So, first of all, I should be very upfront about one thing. I don't get to work on D&D at all, because there are so many people on my team that are smart and creative and knowledgeable and funny, that Mike Merrills manages the team who makes the game and the products on there. Liz Shue manages the team that does the visual side of it, as well as the marketing side of it. And I mainly just, my whole job is to make sure that those teams have a great vision, have a great kind of mile marker that they're marching towards, and that they have all the obstacles taken out of their way. So I don't actually get to work on D&D because I'm not creative enough, and frankly, I'm not nearly as mathematically smart or creatively smart as the team doing it. So it's a good thing that I'm not working on it. I get to talk to the fans. It's awesome. I get to talk to the executives and partners, and do some kind of business stuff in the background. But my big job is to make sure that the creative team and or the people, which is a very creative team working on D&D, have everything they need to do to make the best D&D stuff possible, have the support and the kind of work-life balance that they need, and that we just allow them to do their awesome work so that you guys can check it out. The other answer, how often do I get to play? Not nearly enough. I have gotten to play a lot more recently in the last year. So I'd say I'm getting to play 3 to 6 hours a month in the last 6 months, if I'm being honest with myself. There might have been, one where we kind of powered through and maybe did probably about 10 hours in a 2-day period. So that was obviously awesome. But I'm trying to squeeze more in when I can. And it's great to have amazing DMs around me. I've gotten to play with some really fun DMs. For those of you who aren't watching Maze Arcana, Rudy and Satine are great friends of the brand and great dungeon masters. And I got to play in a home game with Satine recently. And she was awesome, and I loved her. I've played in some games with Matt Mercer. Obviously, his voices and his dungeon master style are awesome. But in his home games, he uses sound effects and atmospheric music really well on the fly, which I thought was pretty cool. Another guy that I got to play with recently as a DM who was a lot of fun was a guy named Charlie Sanders. Charlie Sanders is a writer, actor down in Los Angeles, and he wrote the skit that's one of my favorite Key and Peele skits ever. No surprise, it's Kanye the Giant, the D&D one that Key and Peele did, and it was hilarious. So when I found out that I knew someone who knew the writer on that one, I said, "Oh my God, we got to talk to him." And then found out he DM'd. I totally weaseled my way into one of his regular games that I think I've played with 2 or 3 times with him now. Actually, if you guys ever see the Twitter fight with me and Joe about Archon, and I always give him crap because he does not like gnomes and he burns down taverns and everything. That's in the Charlie Sanders game. So his character Archon is really from that campaign, and it's just well known in that world that he hates gnomes. I think halflings as well, and he doesn't like loose ends. And yeah, he's burned down a bar or 2, or 3 or 4, and actually a drug warehouse that Matt Mercer ran us through. But that was a side story. So that's kind of the answer on that. Polytechnic, could a monthly Twitch subscription to D&D also unlock D&D Beyond? That is an interesting question. That is a frankly thing that, we're going to look into. So we've had that same question and idea. So no promises, but we're looking into it. Can you get him a stream? Arkunha, Arkunha. Can you get him to stream? Who is the him? And maybe the answer is yes.
I think it's Joe.
Oh, get Joe to stream. That would be a fun one. That would be an interesting one in terms of the stuff. I don't think that we could get some of our busy celeb actor D&D friends to stream on the regular, but maybe like for a time period. Because I know when they go into the working phase that they're just in it. For instance, Joe right now is on set in New York filming, so it wouldn't be happening now. And then I think one of the other challenges, and this actually I think happened a little bit on Nerd Poker too, was that everyone's so spread out in LA that it's hard to get together in a good place. And I think Brian Posehn on the first Nerd Poker found it really challenging to go to wherever they were recording that, and now he's done it at his home. And it's awesome that his house actually is set up good for D&D. But I can tell you, having played in Joe's basement, his awesome game room is amazing, but would be a horrible stream because it's got this whole wall of mirrors and concave ceiling, and it'd be echoey and be crazy. But that would be cool. I also think it'd be cool, whether it be a game here in the office with the thing, or whether I send it with Jeremy for his home game. But I think it'd be cool to put a 360 camera in the middle of the table and just record the whole thing 360 and not edit it and put that out there and see how something like that did. So that one, I don't think would be a stream, although I guess you could stream a 360 camera as well, but that would be kind of fun as well. All right, so we are going to do, one more thing in terms of, can you find me a dice generator, and we're going to do a random one. Oh, Rooster Teeth did 360 D&D. Okay, that's cool. Well, Tito, put that on your list. I know you talk to the Rooster Teeth guys more often than most. Okay, so all the people who are in the, what's the list called?
It's the chat list.
Okay, so all the people who are in the chat list, Pelham tells me that it is alphabetical. So you are going to have to trust Pelham a little bit, because he is going to roll the die and get a number that is on there. And so we are going to do 3 different giveaways right now, each for 3 things. So for the dice, and this is the Stream of Annihilation dice bag that you guys saw, the green one with custom D&D dice in there. We're going to give away 3 of those. So we're going to roll, and if you win one of these 3 things or the other, you can only win once in this spot. So 3 of those. So right now, Pelham is going to roll those first 3, and we'll tell you who wins. And we're doing a pre-record on the high rollers, so Mark won't be like too upset if we run a couple minutes over here, huh? Because it's the VOD.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So the other 3 things that I have. I don't know if you guys can see this on camera. Pelham, how does this show up?
Good.
Okay. So this is custom D&D chocolate bar made specifically for the Lost episode down in LA that we did last December. And this one is funny. This is Dylan Sprouse as Tyrell Tall Guy. He's in Forest Gray. He picked the flavor on here, but it doesn't have his image because we didn't have his character landed yet when we went to print on this packaging. So this one has dark chocolate with honey, sea salt, and Reese's Pieces. Okay, this one is Shelby Farrow, plays as Brawlwyn Chain Miner. So that's her character there. And her choice was dark chocolate with caramel, hazelnuts, Rice Krispies, and sea salt. And Emily V. Gordon is Skirt of Snakes. So if you guys don't know who Emily V. Gordon is, definitely go watch the Lost episode and see her character in Forest Gray. She's the writer on the new movie The Big Sick with Kumail Nanjiani, and I think it's actually based on their life story. And her choice is milk chocolate with chocolate hazelnut spread, pumpkin seeds, and cashews. I don't know. I've definitely eaten some of these chocolate bars. They're fine to eat, and they tasted lovely. But I don't know if you want to eat them or just keep them because they've got a kind of a cool Stranger Things style Dungeons and Dragons logo on there, and they're pretty bespoke. So I got 3 of these that we will give away that Pelham is also going to select. And oh, I lied on the other thing. We don't have 3 of the last things, so we will give away T-shirts. We'll do 3 T-shirts, most likely some kind of Dungeons and Dragons branding on it. It might be this logo tee. It might be one of the other Sarac or other ones, but on this one, we're not going to do sizes because we're going to do 3 winners, and then you'll have to tell Pelham what size you want, and we will make sure that happens. So that was a lot, all at once. Pelham was over there typing frantically. So I'm going to pick up the chat thing. We're going to stay in chat for just a couple minutes, and I apologize to the high rollers. I'm not trying to squash the beginning of your game. Okay, Nightbot really is the best for giveaways. Okay, thank you, Buckle BD. We'll definitely talk to you about that. That sounds awesome. Cool. Yes, Pelham is a rock star today. Thank you, sir. Actually, Pelham's always a rock star. When I talk about the team that we have and I talk about how great they are, I want to be honest. They're all amazing. Like, they do really great work. They're fun. They're dependable. They're fast. They're creative. They're, again, open and encouraging, like very collaborative. So, yeah, Pelham does a great job every day. But the whole team is amazing. So that's pretty cool. DM Anvil, thanks, Nathan. I want to see more of you. I definitely think what DM Anvil means is I want more swag. So totally understand. But no one's ever said they want to see more of me. I'm kind of like stringing along a little bit here because I know we don't want to lose anyone in the chat, right? Is that we want to, or are you good? You got everyone? Okay. So if you guys won, awesome. Pelham will coordinate with how to make that happen and just give him a break. He's one dude. We definitely have some other people who are going to help him get the stuff off to shipping and everything, but we'll get it out as quick as we can. We'll try not to make it snail mail so it gets there soon, but be a little patient, because nothing's going to happen in earnest until next week on that. You guys can DM me or send stuff to Nathan B. Stewart on my Twitter and talk about this stuff. But we really do want to hear what kind of stuff you want to see us leaning into more on Twitch. How can we make it better? we're putting out the subscriptions, you know, and emojis and badges and stuff, but you know, we want to make sure that you're getting a value for that. So you know, so what's going to make that better for you? What cool things can we do to make that worthwhile? And then our goal and our intent, you know, with driving more, you know, more money through these kinds of things is actually to reinvest back into doing more cool community stuff. So we're not going to do a Patreon and stuff like, you know, individual streamers do, because, well, we're not an individual, we're a company. But the intention is, you know, is to do cool stuff, drive people playing more D&D. More D&D probably means you buy more D&D stuff, but on the Twitch channel and the advertising and subscriptions and things like that, you know, if that takes off and enables us to do more stuff, we want to have more productions, better productions, more variety in things, figure out if we can expand more globally. Whatever those ways are, our intention is to reinvest back into the actual community that's driving this. So you guys are that. You guys help us, you know, shape the way that the brand's going to be, and specifically, you know, what we're going to put on Twitch, twitch.tv/D&D. So let me know, let Greg Tito know, let Palom know. We're definitely interested in talking, and I'll get in front of the camera and talk anytime you guys want to have me. Sometimes I'll bring swag. Sometimes I'll just, you know, answer questions if you want. But thank you so much for listening and putting up with my ramblings. Honestly, D&D community is one of the best communities in the world for anything, and I'm honored to be the head of D&D and to be allowed to be, you know, in this community with you guys. So thank you very much, and until next time, you know, may all your rolls be 20s, unless you're trying not to kill the players' DMs.